Hey, this is Jefferson Davis over at jeffersondavis.us. I apologize for the wiggle. I have, there it goes again. So this is and please excuse the background, this is a camping eating table. So there's probably dead fish guts and all kind of stuff, but I did clean it, but it's still, yeah, it's dirty. But that aside, these are Voigtlander Vitos, all of these cameras here. There are more than this. I just have 3. I would love to have them all if somebody wants to donate them, but I'm not. The Voigtlander, the Vito 3 is the most expensive out of the bunch, although the Vito 2A, which is this guy, is fairly expensive now. When I bought this one, I got it pretty cheap, but it was a couple of years ago. So what's the deal with the Vitos? Okay, so let's slide. We got to start back at the beginning. All right, this is a post-war Vito that I have in my hands here, even though it has the V badge. By the way, I'm Jefferson Davis. I'm legally blind, so I can't see much, but I'm still playing with cameras and shooting film. This is a post-war, so let's see, 45 to 49 Vito. It's got a, I believe, I don't have my magnifier with me. I believe it's a Scopar lens here. See if you can see that. 3.5, 50 millimeter or 5 centimeters. Ooh, fancy metric. And this one, I believe, don't hold me to this, but I think this one is actually metric in the measurements here. So this one, yeah, it's metric. So, and the focus is a little sticky. It wasn't, but it is now. I have to play with it. And it's good to pull your cameras out and tinker with them, because when they just sit there, it's really bad for them. So this is a original Vito from 45 to 49, somewhere in there. I think I looked up serial number one time, and it was like an early one, 46. But this is a fantastic little camera. It's clean lens. There's no coatings on it, so it's going to flare like crazy. It's not going to deal with the sun well. So just keep that in mind, but it has that antique feel about it, and the film comes out looking like it's from the 40s. I mean, you know, clean and really good, but it has that old school look, and that's what I like about it. But this one's in good shape. Never had any issues with it. I think there's no film in here. Let me check. Yeah, it's clean. And I have it in another camera at the moment, but so how do you put film on it? There's a little plastic reel that goes here. I have to swap it out between this and the retinas that I'll show you in another video. And I'm doing these kind of long form, but I'm trying to keep it quick. Clean camera, nothing wrong with it. It shoots great photographs. This was owned by a gentleman that worked, I think, at the University of Arizona. I bought this in Arizona. Yeah, it's going to make me... So with these guys, what you have to remember, if you wind the shutter, you have to also wind this guy and these all at the same time, or, you know, within a certain sequence till it locks it. It's a pretty smart device for, you know, the time period. Come on, lock back. There you go. And then it will finally do the shutter. Okay, so this is, and it has these really cool tabs, unlike a retina. A retina can be aggravating because they're up here, and sometimes they get sticky or stuck or whatever. These have these 2 little tabs. You just press down on there and hope that it glides back into its place. And this one, historically, no matter how much I've greased it, doesn't like to go back in its place. Great camera, no light leaks or anything. No complaints out of this guy, out of any of them really. This is a Vito 2. Now I have a little device that goes on top that gives it a cold shoe, like this one is built in. And some Vitos had the cold shoe added on at some point, or they have that adapter. I have the adapter, but if I don't need it, I don't put it on there, especially when it's just sitting around. The Vito 2, it's an upgraded lens, but still the same. I believe it has a coating on the lens, but it's very minimal. I've used this in dark, like weddings and stuff, but also landscapes. It has a much bigger focusing ring here, so it's a lot easier to focus than the previous model. So this one I think came out in, I haven't looked at it lately, but I think it's 51 when this guy came out. And these were the cheaper line. These are not rangefinders. These are viewfinders. So I'll show you on the back. Beautiful camera, by the way. This is how you reset the number counter and put it in reverse and rewind the film. And when you want to rewind the film, you can do it from here. You can pull it halfway up and rewind the film. The Vito 2A I have film in, so I'm not going to do that. But I like these cameras because I only have 5 degrees of vision left in one eye, nothing in the other. And if you can see this, if I can find a way for it to... It's a tiny viewfinder. Most people are annoyed by that, but it actually works well for me. And when you put it in reverse, it'll reset the counter as well. Beautiful little camera. I believe it's a Scope R. It's a 2.8, actually. This one is. 1/500th of a second. It's a Compure. Is this a Compure? Yeah, I think this is a Compure Rapid. I believe so. Shutter there. So instead of being a 1/250th of a second or 1/300th, this is 1/500th. And for the time period, that was fast. I mean, most film was around ISA of 20, or ISO of 20 or 28, something like that. So 500th of a second is screaming fast for the ISO for the time. Same thing, same tabs. The one thing they did make an improvement here, or they made a lot of improvements, but this is your trigger here. This one little button, instead of having the bar running across there that you got to try to press, and half the time you don't press it right so it doesn't fire, but you thought it fired. That's a problem, and they fixed that issue with this one. That is the Voigtlander 2. And I'll tell you about the other ones here in a minute. This, and they have a button on the bottom, that's how you release the front. This is the 2A. The 2A was a leap in technology. Same shutter assembly, same Compure Rapid shutter, same lens, the f2.8, definitely a color Scope R, so, it has the color anti-flare stuff. But this guy, when you want to rewind it, I mean, there's many things to like about it, but when you want to rewind the film, boom, this is my favorite part about it. Let's see if you can see that. The rewind knob pops up. I have film in here right now, so I'd rather not do that, but instead of winding with a winder like this, it has a traditional trigger, which was not that traditional at the time. So we have wound the film and taken a picture, and I have film in it, so we just ruined the shot, but oh well, it'll be interesting. Really, the ergonomics on this camera, it is like brand new when I got it. There's your reverse, or your, not reverse, but your reset button right there. The wind knob works excellent. Just a beautiful camera. I have thoroughly enjoyed this camera. I've taken it all over Arizona and Utah. Just had a blast with it. And now in Oklahoma, but I haven't used it much since we got here. And to be honest with you, film has gotten so expensive that I'm not shooting it a lot. But anyway, that is the Vito. So now on to the story. So if you happen to see a original Vito with the V on it like that. And if it happens, okay, it's worth money as it is, especially if it's, you know, in good condition like this one. This one's been around, but it's in good condition, working condition, film tested condition, you know, no light leaks. But if you see one that has, the dead giveaway is it'll have a filter on the front of it. So there's a little filter bracket thing that goes around here. And it's got a little yellow filter on it, like a number 2 yellow filter on it. And that means, in general, now some people try to sneak around with you, but so you got to watch and see what kind of shutter it has and make sure everything sets up for the time period. But generally, if they have that filter that tilts out and goes back onto the lens, and I've had one of those, but it had so many problems, it was a parts camera. I ended up selling it for parts. But if you find one of those, they're worth a lot of money, as they are, and especially if they're working, you know, have no light leaks or anything. But all these originals have issues closing the front door on them. It's every one of them I've ever seen. Well, the 2 that I've have had that issue. But it's not a lack of oil or cleaning or anything. It's just the way it's designed. But that's it for Vitos. Then there's the Vito 3 that came out after the 2A, I believe. And it is, instead of opening clamshell like these, it opens like a medium format camera and pops down. Or a Zeiss Icon Contessa. The original Contessa, the beautiful Contessa, the rangefinder Contessa. And the Vito 3 is a rangefinder, but they start out, even for the frame, at about $150. So, too rich for my blood, but I would love to have one. But this is Jefferson Davis at jeffersondavis.us signing out. I have written articles about these, all 3 of them, what I like about them, what I don't. So please go check that out. And thank you very much. Have a great day.